See if you see anything wrong with this. Just do the connections in your head. Barack Obama, a community organizer. Barack Obama served on a board with William Ayers. Well, that's ridiculous. He didn't even know. William Ayers was doing those things before he was born. How did he even know Weather Underground? He just knew him as a nice guy. Got it. Barack Obama. He was, his mentor as a child was a communist that had a file with the FBI. Well, that he was a young kid he was just looking for. Don't worry about that. Okay. Barack Obama comes into power talking about change, and he's going to fundamentally transform America. We have a big economic problem going on, and we need a stimulus package. Even though Barack Obama was campaigning on fiscal responsibility, he campaigned on we've got to cut these spending packages. We've got to get our spending under control. We can't afford all of these things. America agrees with him, both right and left, and Democrat and Republican and independent. America agrees. And then he rushes through a stimulus package that it doesn't make sense to anybody. But we have to pass it, and we must pass it immediately. Then Barack Obama, we find out, they're not really spending much of the money. The money is not being spent right now. Well, why did we have to hurry and spend it if we're not spending it right now? Why did we have to rush this bill through? Why couldn't we have waited? Then the president comes out and he says, last month, I've urged my cabinet members to expedite the spending of this cash. Well, what happens? We now know today that the spending has gone down, not up. It's gone down. Why? Is his cabinet not listening to the President of the United States, or is there possibly something else going on? Now try these connections on. The stimulus package, most of America doesn't know this. If you listen or watch the show, we've shown you the connections. Van Jones, our green job czar, I wondered, how did he possibly get that job? Well, he's a community organizer out in San Francisco. He's quite the community organizer. He's done some amazing things in the past. He was involved with an outfit called Storm. Let's just say Marxist really doesn't go far enough. He describes himself as a communist. He was actually part of the group of people that were sad that the Soviet Union went out of business. Okay. He's now in the White House advising. Now, I'm pretty sure President Obama, unlike William Ayers, pretty sure that he knows that he's a communist. But he's advising us on green jobs. He also sits as one of the founding members or one of the original members of the Apollo Project. This is a Soros project from the Tides Foundation. Tides Foundation is this amazingly cryptic organization where if you want to donate money but you don't want anyone to know that you're donating money, what you do is you donate money to the Tides Foundation, and then you can say, hey, not in my name, I want you to fund this extreme left organization. And I don't want anybody to know I did it. That's what the Tides Foundation is. They created the Apollo Project. One of the board members is the communist Van Jones. Another one is Jim Jones. Jim Jones, unlike the guy who brought everybody out into the woods, and by the way, he was a communist, I believe, brought everybody out into the woods and had everybody drink Kool-Aid. This Jim Jones, well, he might be a Kool-Aid drinker himself, I don't know, but I do know that this is the man who is also part of the Weather Underground. So it was the Apollo Project with Jim Jones and Van Jones, a communist and a Weather Underground member, that designed the stimulus package. Cloward and Piven, they were two university professors in the 1960s. They were at Columbia University. They wrote the Cloward-Piven theory, and that was, we need a revolution. We need to have a communist or Marxist revolution, but you'll never be able to do it. What you have to do is collapse the economy. You have to collapse the system. So the idea was to get everybody onto welfare, just bleed the system dry. Make sure everybody who has a single dime coming to their name, they grab that money. Make sure and overwhelm, does this sound familiar? Overwhelm the system. Well, William Ayers and then Wade Rathke, the guy who started Acorn, they disagreed. William Rathke said, you know what, that's the way to do it. William Ayers said, no, the Weather Underground, we got to bomb things. That's how we can collapse the system. They agreed that there needed to be a Marxist revolution, but they disagreed on how to get there. Well, William Ayers, he decided that he wasn't wrong. He's never apologized. He's never said he was wrong for it. But he decided maybe that the best way to do it is not through bombings, but instead through education. And so he started working on education, where he and Barack Obama met on that board to help kids learn. William Rathke just started Acorn. But the goal was the same. To collapse the American society. Have a Marxist revolution. Now we have Acorn inside the White House now. We have a community organizer inside the White House. We have Jim Jones, who has connections to the White House. We have Van Jones, who is a czar now in the White House. And we have the Apollo Project designing the stimulus package. Do you remember when I was on this program and I said, where's all this coming from? Who is designing this? This is too big, too elaborate. Somebody, this isn't just, you don't just sit down with pencil and paper in a few days and write how you're going to spend $750 billion. This is elaborate. How did they do it? Who is doing it? The press just said, oh, Nancy Pelosi and the people in Congress, they did it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. We now know it's the Apollo Project. Let's take the stimulus money now that has gone to the streets of New York, where they're just handing money out. Handing money out to welfare recipients, to food stamp recipients, just handing it out. Cash in the streets. Congratulations. And people were overwhelming the system trying to get the cash. Is it crazy? Is it a conspiracy? Is it a coincidence? Is it logical to think that the President of the United States doesn't know what I just explained to you? Is it possible that he's just on the up and up and he did, what? Van Jones is a communist? Apollo is what? Jim Jones did what? Cloward and Piven who? I highly doubt it. But that's for you to decide.